Ready. And action. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, hello there. It's Professor Victor Singingeagle yet again with another very short video this time for English Composition 1 here at Sisterton Wahpeton College. Yay! I bet you anything I stood too close to the camera and you could only see my neck, huh? Well, let's get started. Today we got a short lesson talking a little bit about number 1, narrowing your topic. Let's put it on the board. Narrowing topic and narrowing audience. Oops, I can't talk and write at the same time. And something I like to call formative feedback. I might have to postpone the third part, formative feedback, because we don't have a whole heck of a lot of time and my videos are always way too long. Formative feedback. So we'll start with the first one, narrowing a topic. Now, 9 times out of 10, ooh, I just smashed my marker. What a bonehead. 9 times out of 10, what a professor that's worth his or her salt will do in a good English composition class is give you a great big topic, and you got to write an essay about it, especially in a midterm or a final exam. So let's say a teacher gives you something like Native American culture. Ooh, that's a good one. I should also put First Nations. Why not? Slash. You know, because I got that Canadian thing going on here. What I really should do is take this and move it to the middle of the board, but I don't have enough space. So we'll just take this and circle it. The easiest way to narrow stuff down is something you probably learned in high school. They call it clustering or bubbling. I like clustering because it doesn't sound so weird. Native American culture, First Nations culture. So the first thing that pops into your head, you put around this circle. So let's say Native American, Plains Indians, P-L-A-I-N-S. Plains Indians. Oops. Circle it and draw a little branch off for it. I'm going to also put up here something that Sherman Alexie, my buddy from graduate school, mentions is urban Indians. I'll put another one over here, woodlands. We can go crazy with this stuff. Southwest, northwest coast. We could talk about Native American language and how it affects culture. Depending on what language it is, pretty much there's arguments that all languages affect their respective cultures, but I'm talking too much, and I said I was going to make this short, didn't I? Yes, I did. We're talking about narrowing a topic, and what we can do, the easiest, is the high school way. Damn it! And there goes my phone. I got to start this all over again because somebody interrupted me. Stop calling me. I'm in the middle of a video. I will call you when I'm done. Goodbye. I'm not going to restart that video. I'm busy. We got stuff to do. Native American languages and cultures. What was I talking about? Right. A professor giving you a great big giant topic and you got to narrow it. And the easiest way to do it is to do this clustering exercise. Let's say that I want to take urban Indians because I'm one, right? So the more you narrow this, the easier it's going to be for you to come up with something to write about and something that somebody will want to actually read. Urban Indians. We want to talk about escaped tribes that moved to the city but somehow managed to retain their culture. We could talk about those who were moved away from the reservation. I forgot the name of that act. Native American Indian Reorganization Act. I can't remember. One of those acts of Congress that took Indians off the res and moved them to the city. I'll just put relocation. Relocation. What else we got? Urban Indians who, California tribes. A lot of those guys live on itty bitty reservations called rancherias. So they kind of live with one foot on this little itty bitty rancheria and another foot in the non-Indian society. A lot of Southern California tribes do that. And because my people are escaped, let's talk about that. I could also put on here Native American culture and urban Indians and the deliberate government attempts to destroy culture. I'll just put attempts to destroy our culture. Now, escaped people would be my people, the runaway band of Potawatomi. I'll just put RBOP because I'm lazy right now. Runaway band of Potawatomi Indians. And the more you do this, like I'm saying before, the easier it becomes. So once you do this, let's say I'm going to choose, I don't want to talk about runaway band of Potawatomi because I talk about myself too much anyway, don't I? Yes, I do. Let's focus on deliberate government attempts to destroy Native American culture. It also happened in Canada too. So now we've got a semi-quasi topic that we can mess around with. Let's erase all this stuff off the board. I'm going to keep this circle because I can do more stuff with it if I want to. And I don't have that much time. Boop. So, government attempts. Government attempts to destroy First Nations culture and language. And then I can take this and I can do the same thing. I can run off with different tribes. I can run off with various communities in the urban Indian community. I can go nuts with this one. So again, what we're trying to do is narrow a topic to make sure that it's something that we actually know about and care about, and something that your readers will know about and care about, or maybe not know enough about but are interested in knowing about. The other one, you can do this also with your audience as well. Who do you expect to read your paper? That's important because one of the I hate those things. One of the big mistakes that writers make in English composition class, and I hate to pick on undergrads, but, well, I was an undergrad before too, and I made the same stupid mistake, is writing a paper for, here we go, the general public. Now, anybody who knows anything about writing knows this is a one-way ticket to crashing and burning in a writing class, isn't it? Yes, why? Because if you write for the general public, chances are nobody is going to want to read it. Not even newspapers, which are huge, broad topics, and magazines. They write for big audiences. They do not write for the general public. There's the Wall Street Journal. Who's that for? business people, people who are interested in the stock market, all that kind of crap. There's a specific audience they address. The Sisseton Journal. Do we have such a newspaper? Sisseton Journal? I don't know. It's for people who live in Sisseton. The worst newspaper in America, everybody always says this, they make jokes about it, is USA Today. That's because their topic, their audience is too broad. I mean, Americans, right? But even they are written for a specific audience, that is people who read newspapers, and also people who don't have a whole lot of time and they just want to get quick news really fast, throw the newspaper over their shoulders and keep going. Wait a minute. I'm talking like an old man. Well, it's because I am an old man. Does anybody read newspapers anymore? Whatever. Anyway, we want to get rid of the general public and focus on who might actually want to read the paper. In the case of a paper about Native American culture and the deliberate attempts to destroy Native American culture by urbanizing us, moving us to the cities, I could write a pretty decent article or essay about that. And I could even narrow it some more and talk about various California tribes. Why do I mention California? Because you guys know I'm from California, and I know that's important, because each and every single one of you in my class probably knows a thing or two because you've seen a thing or two. We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. No, seriously. You know a thing or two because you've seen a thing or two because you are a human being, and all of us human beings have our own special, what do I want to say, idiosyncratic, or whatever the word is I can't think of right now. Unique, that's the word. We have our own unique experiences, and we know things. And you're in college, for crying out loud. That means you already made it. You're already a respected fellow scholar, and that means people are going to be interested in stuff that you have to write about. You don't normally hear this from a lot of teachers. A lot of teachers treat students like cattle. It's like, get in my class, do the paper, get out. But seriously, a good professor is going to want to read what you have to say, and sometimes professors even use their students' writings and they share them around with each other and say, hey, this is really good. And, you might want to actually publish this, you see. I will only help you out in your career. That happens. That's why you got to take this kind of stuff seriously, especially Singingeagle writing class. All right, we're running out of time. I'm already talking too much. We got to talk about formative feedback as quickly as possible. Keep in mind that I'll probably do another short presentation on formative feedback. When you get papers back from me, there are going to be 8 terms that I'll put on your paper. Number 1. Not really terms. I want to call them 8 feedback remarks. Add details here. And we'll put an opposite over here, which is good details. That means, bravo, I like this. Write more. Well, we'll get to that. That's good. Don't throw it away in your next draft. Keep it, please. Number 3, add an example here. Of course, the opposite. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm losing my marbles again. Good example. How about another one? We're supposed to have 8, right? Yeah, 8. I remember. I'm starting to lose my marbles because the coffee's wearing off. Number 5. Write more about this. What it really means is, dude, you're on a roll. Keep going. The opposite, I would argue, is this part might be left out. It really doesn't go here. Another way to say it is, this is kind of irrelevant to what you're talking about. If you imagine writing about urban Indians and the U.S. government trying to destroy their culture in California, and you start talking about, I don't know, growing up in Carson, California, and the fun you had riding bikes with your friends. If it's not really related, you might want to cut it out. Throw it out. Don't need it. Another one you could also add, a variant of this would be moved. Say there's a whole chunk of writing here and you want to take that, and you know, we can do this in modern times. In the old days, you had typewriters. Oh, it was take a block of what writing that you did and move it to another section. You can't do that, but now we got computers and we can do it like just cut and paste, Control X, Control V. Awesome. Highlight a whole block of text and move it to another place. Awesome. Moved or shortened if it's too long. You might see me write this on your paper. We got two more. 7. This is one of the highest compliments an editor can ever give to a writer, or a professor can ever give to his or her student. This sounds honest. It means you've written something that's maybe a little heartfelt, or maybe a little, it's shows some serious work, serious effort, and I want to commend you for your work. I might write, this sounds honest. The opposite, not really the opposite. I would say, you've lost me. That just means, maybe you had a little bit too much, and you start writing gibberish. Or maybe if you're Taiwanese, because I used to teach in Taiwan, by the way, and you've gotten lost me with a language gap, you've lost me. Just means I don't get it. I don't understand what you're talking about. Now, again, this is a very, very, very short video that is explaining what I call formative feedback. I stole it from Eastern Washington University's professor, Dana C. Elder. He's probably an emeritus now, but way back when I was just a young pup learning how to teach writing, these are the terms that he taught us as professors or teaching assistants to use. We would write these on our students' papers. Why? Well, a lot of English professors, what they will often do, which is really, really not very good for students, they'll write awk, frag, spelling, and they'll just write SP, and they'll use red ink. I don't have a red pen because I don't like them. Oh, wait, there's one over here. I'll steal it from somebody else. Let's use red. Awk. And you poured your soul into your paper, and you get it back, and the teacher writes red all over your paper. It looks like your paper is bleeding, and it just rips holes into your soul. Frag, spelling, -10 for poor punctuation, whatever. That doesn't do you any good. Doesn't do writers any good. It's soul crushing. It just sucks all the life out of your work and makes you never want to write again. So you won't normally see me do this. We'll talk about ways to deal with grammar later. For now, just focus on this. When you turn in an assignment for me, you might see me put these on your paper. These are all kinder and gentler, and actually more constructive. Okay, I think I've already jabbered too much as it is. We'll cut it short for now. You guys have an awesome week, and we'll talk again next time. Talk to you later.